like that. Woo!
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the Blood Show. My name is BJ Matthews, aka B Jizzle. Before we get started, follow us on the YouTube page, the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Like, share, subscribe all of our YouTube videos by hitting that notification bell, by a subscribe button. As well, if you guys want to show your love to the Pull Up Basketball Podcast in the ticker, y'all can see the Cash App right there. You can show your love, you know what I'm saying, by this quality content that we continuously give y'all. $ BJ Matthews. Let's get it popping. All right, man. So back with another fresh week of basketball. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday we had a very entertaining show with a multiple to the people, you know what I'm saying? Of course, my co-host Rick Masters, Bubba, Bruce came in, you know, my uncle Big Tone came in and stole the show. And we had a guest, my big cousin, Marcus Carr, who played professional basketball overseas, who's played college, high school, you know, all levels. He came and shared his knowledge as well to us, and we were very appreciative of that. And as well, we had a guest yesterday as well by the name of Young Africa, who was really entertaining having him on the show because he was a very big LeBron fan. So anytime we get one of those on the show, it's going to be, you know, a highly anticipated show. So let's get it going to the situation. So we got a new inductee to the Hall of Fame. We got a new guy who has been inducted to the Hall of Fame by the name of Manu Ginobili. Manu Ginobili. That's right. The crafty, left-handed, fierce competitor who played from 2002 to all the way up to 2017, 15-year career, has just recently been inducted to the Hall of Fame, which is about time. Listen, man, anybody who grew up, you know, around that time to got a chance to watch Manu Ginobili was really a treat getting a chance to see this competitor play, this great basketball player play. Manu Ginobili is he's from Argentina. He's a Latino, you know, descent basketball player. There's not too many Latino descent basketball players who come to the NBA and play at a high level. You know, Manu Ginobili was pretty much one of the first and pretty much one of the few. You know, you talk about international players, you talk about guys from usually Europe or, you know, Asia or the Caribbean, something like that. But you're not really talking about too many other widespread players. So Manu Ginobili broke a lot of barriers. You know what I'm saying? Got a chance to, you know, watch him play. What's good, East Oakland Mac, man? Appreciate you coming in, man. Um, but yeah, man, Manu Ginobili is a very unique player, man. He's responsible for a number of things that we use today in basketball. Number one, like I said, his fierceness, his competitiveness, his fire. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was the heart and soul of the San Antonio Spurs. I like to say, you know, he wasn't the best player, but he definitely was the heart and soul of that team. Right? You know, you need players like that who's going to be fierce competitors, who's not going to back down from nobody, who's going to give you the challenge, going to have you have a long night. And that's who Manu was, man. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. Like, I wasn't a Spurs fan, but I definitely respected his game. You respect his game. So, and as well, he's responsible for the famous Euro step. Now, he didn't create the Euro step, but he was responsible for popularizing it. A move that a lot of players, a lot of guards, a lot of, you know, NBA elite players use today. You know what I'm saying? That's just a regular move now, but at his time, he was, you know, it was popularized to the point where when he did it, you know, the crowd would go ooh and ah. You know what I'm saying? So that he's responsible for that, as well as, you know, the multiple championships he's won with the San Antonio Spurs. The Spurs organization won 5 championships with this trio with Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and then Manu Ginobili. Right? Won 4 championships. Y'all can see Manu throwing up the 4 right there. That was their last championship back in 2014. Right? And he's one of the most class act dudes in the NBA, just being honest. I think, you know, just his demeanor, his aura rubbed off on a lot of people. Rip PNB Rock. My cousin met him in 2012. He was a great person. Yeah, I heard about that today, man. I was actually taking a nap, and I woke up to that. I was hoping that he would make it out, but I got my thoughts on that. I might touch on that on another show, but yeah, Rip to PNB Rock. East Oakland said Manu Ginobili was nice, nice. Yeah, man, he was a he was a problem, man. And to be quite honest with you, there was a time that certain players in the league would look at him as like the best two guard. When they had Kobe, when they had D Wade, when they had T Mac, when they had um, Vince Carter, when they had all these great two guards, Manu Ginobili was in that mix. Now you wouldn't think that because his statistics weren't eye popping, but this goes to what I was tell you about um, being a very very um, high price competitor. And yeah, Manu was a true winner too. Yeah, he's a true winner. And you need players like that to really, what I'm saying, start the dynamic. You know what I'm saying? Of course you had Tim Duncan who was the anchor, the engine, the starter of the team. And then you had Tony Parker who was he was the fast, fancy uh attachment to the team, you know what I'm saying? Ultra speed, was the sexiness to the team. But you need the guy who's going to have the heart of the team, the guy that's going to, revolutionize the crowd, the guy that's going to die on the floor for loose balls, the guy's going to do the little things for your team to be successful, the dirty work, right? Y'all know the Spurs are in the San Antonio area, which is a heavily influenced Mexican population. I think it's like 90%. I used to live in San Antonio. You know what I'm saying? I still got a lot of people I know in San Antonio. Went to college there, played ball there. So I've been to Spurs games before, and it's like, yes, it's primarily a Latino community. And Manu Ginobili being Latino himself, he was able to relate and connect with a lot of the fans over there to the point where they just absolutely love him. To be quite honest with you, he's probably the most beloved Spur um, of all time. You can make that case, even more loved than Tim Duncan and Tony Parker, just because again he's a Latino, professional basketball player. Damn, how's in LA crime seem to be worse than Los Angeles? Seen that for me. It seemed like it was. Yeah, I mean, LA is where the home of gangs, man. That's just, I mean, that's just how it's always been. Now it's calmed down, from what it was in like the '90s and then the 2000s and even part of the 2010s. But I mean, I mean, that's just the home of gang banging, man. I mean, LA is just always gonna be what it is, like, and it's just anywhere you got a situation where you're in enemy territory. I mean, that's just part of how it goes, man. It's really not too much of a surprise. I ain't never been a fan of the Spurs, but they all knew their role and sacrificed individual awards. Yeah, they were the team. They're the Patriots of the NBA. Um, well-oiled machine. With players who somewhat it was kind of ran like a institution. I mean, if you want to, just be real about it, like guys knew their roles, guys knew what they were supposed to do. Um, and that's just what it was. I mean, that there was nobody coming in there trying to set their own tone. I mean, Kawhi was the last person who kind of went against the grain, and he had to get out of there. But the Spurs are who the Spurs are, man. They've always been a class organization and haven't really had no real issues coming out that camp. Um, but yeah, the back to Manu Ginobili, man. He was one of the best two guards in the NBA at the time. You understand what I'm saying? When he was in his prime, from like about 2005 to about 2000, and I would say 9, or yeah, about 2006, 2006 to about 2010, 2010, 2006 about 2010, 2011. He was a top two guard in the NBA, and it's not just his NBA career, but also his overseas career when he played in Argentina as well. I believe they beat USA back in '04. When they had all those prime guys with LeBron, they had Stephon Marbury, they had Allen Iverson, Tim Duncan. Then KG was on that team. They had like a prime 04 team back in those days. So yeah, man, it's just one of them things, bro. Like Ginobili's just that guy, man. He was a fierce competitor. East Oakland said started with Tim Duncan without him be Coach R. Yeah, that's why Tim Duncan, in my opinion, is one of the top 5 greatest leaders of all time. I think him, Bill Russell, Magic Johnson, Jordan. You can make a case those guys are like some of the best leaders of all time. What I mean by leaders is that they're able to make it work with no matter what the nucleus is, no matter what the team is. They're able to make it work and make a conducive locker room for everybody. So I think, yeah, Tim Duncan's he's definitely to me one of the top 5 greatest leaders of all time. But if you look at some of the players that respect Ginobili, like look at when he retires, some of the guys that actually have stuff to say about him. You know what I'm saying? Like guys like D Wade, who, say one of the best to ever do it. Thank you for pushing the game forward and showing players around the world what a true champion looks like. That's what D Wade said. A top 5 shooting guard of all time, Dwayne Wade, who compete against Ginobili. You talk about guys like Steve Nash, who's a 2-time MVP, right? Spoke highly of Ginobili as well. Dirk Nowitzki, right? LeBron James, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant had many wars with the Lakers and Spurs back in the 2000s. Back from 2002 all the way to about 2000 and what 2008, the Lakers and Spurs had many wars, and these two actually compete against each other, and both of them are um, international icons, so they shared that connection as well. Chris Paul, Floor General Chris Paul, Jamal Crawford, all these guys who are NBA greats, and the list goes on and on, who has stuff to say about Ginobili. Now, like I said, if you look at Ginobili's statistics, you wouldn't think he's just a Hall of Famer. But this is why I tell y'all the eye test is as important as statistics. There's just certain things you're never gonna know until you actually watch the game physically with your 2 eyes. This is why I don't fall in love with analytics and statistics. Yeah, they're a good measuring tool to an extent, but you guys also got to follow that up with actual um, real film and real uh, actual film, your 2 eyes, man. I just goes with knowing the game. Hit the like button, y'all. Make sure I hit that like button. Mine was so cold. The Euro step, you knew it was coming, but you could never stop it. Or prefer, yeah. It used to be like when they did that Euro step, when he used to do it, like the whole crowd will, be in amazement. Now people use that move as if it's just a regular move, like it's a crossover. Like it's almost necessary for you to have a Euro step to be elite. Great playmaker, yep, great playmaker as well. He has some untapped athleticism too. He'll dunk on you too. He's like, I think Manu's like 6 foot. What is he? 6'5", 6'6". So he would dunk on you as well. He would, reverse layup on you. He would dunk on you. He was acrobatic too with it. He wasn't just a guy who was just like a regular set shooter or whatever. He had some he had some flavor to his game. But the question is, as great as Manu Ginobili is, the question is he a top 5 all-time player, top 5 international player of all time? Okay, that's the question. Okay, that's the question. Is Manu Ginobili a top 5 international player of all time? Now, of course, this is subjective. Of course, this is just opinionated. Of course, it's just what like who you guys would like actually prefer. Um, all of it is just subjective. Now, if we gotta go through the list, let's look at some of the greatest all-time international players. Okay, let's start with the first guy, Hakeem Olajuwon. Okay, Now, Akeem, I think he played from 82 to about 99. Or no, 82 to I think 2000. What's it? 82 to 2002 or 82 to 2000 or 99. One of those two. But Hakeem Olajuwon, center at NBA great, top 10 player in my list of all time. This dude had really no weaknesses to his game as a big man. You're talking about somebody who had probably the best footwork of all time, somebody who was as equally as impactful on the offensive end as defensive end. Um, the only NBA player outside of, I think, Jordan and Giannis to win an MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year. Um, so he's an elite group, elite class. Um, so I think Hakeem Olajuwon is somebody that is the greatest international player of all time, in my opinion. And if you look at the statistics and you look at just the eye test and what he's able to bring to the table, I think he's the greatest international player of all time. So that's one player. I don't think he's better than Dirk Nowitzki. I think he is. You can make a case he's not the greatest international player, but you can make a case for it. It wouldn't be a strong case, strong enough to me, in my opinion. But just off that 2011 NBA Finals run that he had with the Mavericks, that put Dirk in elite company. And just like Ginobili, Dirk Nowitzki was responsible for a lot of first things as well. He was the first big man who actually was able to really shoot as if he was a guard consistently. Dirk is I think he's like 7 foot tall. Like, you didn't see 7-footers shooting threes, turn around fadeaways and one leg and shot. You didn't see that. But a lot of these guys now, like Kevin Durant, who are about his size, Joel Embiid, are using a lot of the same moves that Dirk used. So he revolutionized the game just like Ginobili did. And plus, he just, has the hardware that one championship he was able to accomplish, put him in elite company. Right? So I don't think he's as valuable as Dirk is. And people got to remember, Ginobili, how would it look? It's kind of like Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson is great for his role. He's great for what he does. Like, he's a guy who fits with that team. He's a guy that, got 4 championships now. He's a guy that, along with Steph Curry and Draymond Green, he's successful. But when he's by himself or when he doesn't have nobody with him, it's a little different. Can he carry a team to the finals? Can he carry a team as being the guy? That's where things get different. These guys like Hakeem Olajuwon and Dirk Nowitzki, they did that as being the main guy. I'm not so sure if Ginobili would do that. But that's 2 players I don't think he's better than. This one's a little bit tricky, but Steve Nash. Now, the 2 MVPs, we remember what Steve Nash is for the two MVPs. That's what we're going to remember him as. I mean, of course, he's an elite playmaker, pass first point guard, had a nice handle, who can shoot. I think he shot like 90% from the line, something crazy like that for his career. You know what I'm saying? I remember watching Steve Nash play. Wasn't athletic, but he was very crafty, got to his spots, the ultimate playmaker, the ultimate teammate, the guy that you want to play with if you're on his team. He made it fun, like, to play with him. But if you give Ginobili a team like Phoenix, could he do the same thing? I think he could. I think he could do the same thing because, again, like East Oakland said, Ginobili was an elite playmaker. He said Tony Kukoc was the first Dirk. I mean, yeah, I think he has similarities, but just the fact that Dirk, what he did in 2011, I think put him in elite company. I just think what he did, that whole playoff run with playing teams like OKC, the Lakers, and then the Heat, like, those 3 teams were, elite teams. And what he was able to do with not another All-Star or not another, Hall of Famer on his team. I think Caron Butler was the second best player. That's the same thing kind of what Kawhi did in 2019, winning a championship as the sole superstar of the team with a bunch of, okay to good players. So I just think that's what puts him in elite company. Nash made the Suns really fun. Yes, he did. But I don't I would like to I think Ginobili could have done the same thing. Now he doesn't have the passing, the playmaking that Steve Nash does, but he does definitely his competitiveness, his edge, his height, his offensive craftiness. I think he could have made a way to possibly, make the Suns at least competitors. But you could say that Steve Nash was better than Ginobili. And so those are the three players that are just playing right, that played. That's already, solidified their career. I already got two players who definitively are better than Manu Ginobili, and one player you can make the case that's better than Ginobili. But let's look at some of the players right now. Do you guys put Ginobili over this guy? A Giannis Antetokounmpo, who has a championship, two MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year, has led the Bucks as a sole leader of that organization, right? Who's the best two-way player in the NBA outside of my opinion, Kawhi Leonard. And he's only 27 years old, so he's just not even really in his prime yet. But if Giannis has a chance to be the greatest international player of all time, let's just be honest. I think he has a case of being the greatest international player of all time if he keeps going up and keeps working. Right, as far as his accomplishments, what he's accomplished, he's already a top 30 player of all time, in my opinion. So I see him passing Ginobili off if he hasn't passed him already. Right? Is he ahead of this guy? A Nikola Jokic. How you doing, Bruce? What's good? Nikola Jokic is he's kind of in the same situation what Steve Nash was in, winning back-to-back MVPs. That's what we're gonna know Nikola Jokic as right now. But the only hole with Jokic is he is gonna have to win a championship, at least one, to solidify that. Because Ginobili, he got 4 championships. Whether you want to put him as a third or fourth option, he has 4 championships. So that has to speak for something. Even if he wasn't the greatest player on the Spurs, he still has that hardware. Nikola Jokic has to be able to, win championships to be able to be in that company. You can't allow this guy to, get all this and be the best player internationally without a championship. Will he win a championship? We'll see. I think he could. If he has to change his playing style a little bit. He's going to start playing defense. He's not going to be able to just win a championship just off strictly offense and, passing the ball. And, what I'm saying? Like, he's going to have to learn how to play defense to an extent. Right? So, but is he better than Ginobili? I think he's a more dominant player as far as just individual. It's like I said, leading his team, the Denver Nuggets, to, second and third seeds as being the guy, that gives him the edge, but he has to be able to win a championship. Make sure y'all keep hitting that like button, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Get the notifications out there. Do y'all put him over this guy? Joel Embiid, who I think is the best big man in the league. Yes, I think he's better than Nikola Jokic. I think he's the more dominant big. I think he's the more traditional big. I think he is the more talented big, the better two-way big. And y'all know how I feel about two-way players. Right? So those are 3 players right there. Now, Joel Embiid, same situation as Jokic. He's going to have to win a championship because now we have to look at Joel Embiid. Okay, well, yeah, you averaged 30 points a game yesterday. You got all the talent, all the tools, but what does your resume say when we look at it? Is it going to say, you know, second round playoff exits, or is it going to start saying, conference finals appearances, NBA finals appearance, NBA championship? You know what I'm saying? Embiid, he literally, to me, Embiid should be the best big. He should be better than Giannis. He should be a better player than Giannis. He has the size, he has the skills, he has the girth, he has everything. Who he should be better than Giannis. The only difference is that Giannis just seems to have more of that dog in him than Embiid, right? But Embiid should be the best big man in the league. He should be the best international player in the league, right? But as far as him comparing him to Ginobili, he's a better. He's led his team as being the number one option. I just wanted to see what Ginobili would look like being the guy on the Spurs. I just want to see what he would look like, right? And this last person right here, Luka Doncic. Now, I've been hard on Luka over the last year, saying is he a superstar? He's not a superstar yet, or he has to get past the first round. Um, Listen, he's 23 years old, right? And we already talking about him being a top five player in the league, arguably, right now. Okay, now obviously there's two players in the Dallas Mavericks history that can be the best players of all time. Is either Luka or Dirk. Now, of course, Dirk is clearly the greatest Mavs player right now, but at the rate Luka's going, if he's able to get this Mavs team to a championship, and it's definitely possible with Jason Kidd there, then we're gonna have a different discussion because really the amount of offense that Luka brings to the Mavericks is a whole different level than what Dirk was able to do because Luka could actually handle the ball and actually score the ball at a high clip, right? So we got a Western Conference Finals appearance last year with Luka Doncic. He has to follow that up with, at least another Conference Finals appearance next season, or dare I say, get to the finals, which I don't think that's going to happen. But at some point, he's going to have to get to the finals and win it all to start saying he's above a guy like Ginobili. Do I think Ginobili could do the same thing Luka could do? Again, I just think Ginobili being a different type of fierce competitor. I mean, there's nothing, there's no limitations. Like I saw this dude beat the '04, you know what I'm saying, USA team, Olympic team. Now people may say that team was actually discombobulated. They were on the same page with Larry Brown and Greg Popovich, but hey, just to beat the USA team and you're a foreign country, that's what a lot of these foreign countries get up for these USA games. The USA is the best country when it comes to basketball, period. So if you beat them, I don't care what team you put together, it's an accomplishment. You said Giannis and Embiid is better than Jokic and yeah, Giannis and Embiid are both better than Jokic. It's just that Jokic got those MVPs, and that's what's putting him over Embiid right now. So is Ginobili a top five player of all time internationally? I would say no. I would say no. I would say there's players who are clearly above him right now, who are better than him, or they have a very, very strong case to be better than him. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at his Ginobili statistics, he only averaged 13 points for his entire career as a shooting guard. Now, some people may say, well, that's not fair because you got to look at the type of system he played under Greg Popovich, blase, blase. Okay, that's fair. But if I look at just what his role was with the Spurs, his role with the Spurs was just to be a energetic guy off the bench. Remember, I said off the bench. That right there alone kind of solidifies a lot of the situation. All these other guys, they were starters. They're leaders of their franchise, cornerstones. That's what they are. Ginobili was not that on the Spurs. Now you loved watching him play because of the energy and because of the passion he brought to the team, but he wasn't ever the guy that was just looked at as being the number one option. He was the guy who, stirred the drink. He was one of the great side dishes that gave the meal flavor, and that's okay. But I do definitely think he's top 10 without a doubt, and I think he's not coming out of that no matter what happens from here on out. But top 5, I think that's a little bit pushing it. But let me go ahead and hear from y'all, man. Let me actually hear what y'all have to say about this, man. Is Manu Ginobili a top 5 NBA international player of all time? Okay, and also we can make the case that Tony Parker is above Ginobili. Finals MVP, same amount of championships. Played his role just as prevalent as Manu Ginobili. So I mean that's another player you could put over Ginobili. The Dream is number one. Yeah, I think Hakeem is definitely number one on my list. Hakeem was the best international player of all time. Bruce said top 10. Heck no. Yeah, Bruce. Why don't you got him top 10? Who you got over Ginobili? I think you hating a little bit, Bruce. Bruce, what's good, man?
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm all right. I'm all right. All right. I'm gonna have my vacation tomorrow, starting tomorrow. So that's good.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's why you up, that's why you up late.
What?
So that's why you up late.
Yeah. I'm gonna have my vacation tomorrow, so I'm excited.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what's up, man.
Uh Ginobili was a great player, but there's a lot of things that you said that I disagree. If Ginobili was on the Suns when they had their runs and they lost in the conference finals because Amare left the bench, there's no way those if there's no way the Suns team make the conference finals. There's no way the Suns team beat Kobe when the Lakers were leading 3-1.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
So Ginobili can make plays, but I don't think he was like a playmaker like Steve Nash. And you know how many turnovers he make? How many times he make crazy things and Popovich was pulling his hair?
Yeah, I know. He's a risk taker.
Yeah, Steve Nash doesn't take those risks. Okay. So
Mhm.
um and when you say top 5 international player, do you mean in the NBA? Because
Yeah.
there are a lot of great players they never play in the NBA because back in the day there was a rule that if you play in the NBA professionally, you cannot play for the national team. That's why great players like Oscar Smith never play in
Yeah.
the NBA. That's why Sabonis' father, um, he played in Portland, but he came to the NBA old.
Yeah, I remember that.
Okay, so he was even when he was old, he was a great player, right? And he was
Yeah,
shooting
yeah.
threes. He was shooting threes outside. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and he's not better than Ginobili. Okay. There's that guy who died early, Petrovic.
Yeah, yeah.
That guy was giving Jordan baskets, man.
Jordan got cooked a lot of times by people. I saw
Hmm.
a video, he got kicked by Rex Chapman.
Yeah, Petrovic was giving Jordan baskets, man. Okay.
Yeah.
So I cannot say Hakim. Hakim is probably the number one international player that play in the NBA, but the top five of all time international player. I don't know which one are you asking. Is it top five
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the
I'm talking
NBA?
about I'm talking about players that's played in the NBA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's still not top 10 to me. It's still not top 10 to me.
So who are your
I
top
mean,
10?
I would take Dirk. I would take Dirk over
Ginobili.
Ginobili. Yes.
Me too.
Um, I would take Dirk, Hakeem, um, Nash, Gasol. Okay. I would take Gasol over. People might think I'm crazy, but people underrate Gasol.
I think the two championships helped Pau Gasol, but you can make a case Ginobili was better. It's whatever you like to choose. I mean, because Pau didn't really become who he was until he got to LA.
He didn't have a teammates like Kobe. Did you watch the
Yeah, Memphis.
uh, Memphis? Didn't have great players.
Yeah, I remember, but I'm going by what he accomplished. I mean, we can say that he didn't have the teammates, but I mean, we have to go by what happened. And Powell was putting up great numbers, but you also got to remember too that Ginobili didn't have the freedom to put up those numbers. I think he could average 20 points in the NBA easy. I think Ginobili had that capability.
I think Gasol can do it too.
Well, yeah, he did it. I'm saying low, but if you talk about their career, what they accomplished, um, Ginobili had 4 rings, Powell had 2, and that I think can give people say, okay, he has had a better career than Pau Gasol, and who's actually shined in his role as great as Pau Gasol did.
I'll take Yao Ming over Ginobili.
I wouldn't. He ain't have a long enough career.
He was injured, injury point, but I will take Yao Ming over. Sorry, I'll take Yao
No,
Ming
I
over.
can't do that, Bruce. he ain't. He ain't played what? They played like what? 6 years, 6, 7 years.
I don't remember, but I will take Yao Ming over. And I will take Kirilenko over him. Ginobili
Nah.
is a better scorer, but Kirilenko defense, come on.
So championships don't mean anything really to you?
He had championship. He was playing with Tim Duncan and Tony Parker. If Kirilenko was playing on the Spurs, he would win too.
No, I don't know about that.
What?
I don't know. Nobody really remembers Kirilenko like outside because he played for Utah, so nobody really worried about Kirilenko like
He
that.
played for Utah. That's why he didn't win. But if Lee was playing for the Spurs, everybody would remember him.
Yeah, but I
Uh-huh.
mean,
See?
but we can't go by what could have happened. We gotta go by what actually happened. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's just Kirilenko don't even people don't even talk about him being in a top international player. Maybe in Russia.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, he's
And
almost like
Giannis is over Ginobili. I'm sorry. And you say Giannis is a two-way player? I disagree. Isn't
he
two-way
is.
players you're supposed to defend one-on-one? Giannis cannot defend one-on-one. He's a help defender.
That's 2 way though. Even just the
No,
fact that you
that's
won
one and a
defense.
half. That's one and a half. So,
I mean, you win defensive player of the year. You're gonna play. I mean, you can't say you don't play defense if you won the award.
yeah.
I mean, he won that award. I mean, that puts him in that
How many,
company.
how many how many times you say, okay, I'm gonna put why wasn't he guarding KD when they beat the Nets? Was it was TJ Tucker? That was on
but
KD. Huh?
because they needed him on offense.
Gee,
That's the scheme, man.
that's
That's
not
just
two
the
way. Why Kawhi does it? Why Kawhi does it? Why MJ did it? Why Kobe did it? That's
hey.
the way.
Listen, I'm not saying he's those guys defensively. What I'm saying, though, he can play defense. He can play defense. And I
Yeah,
would consider him a two-way
he
player.
can play help defense.
He can play help defense, switching on defense, whatever. He has the lateral movement, the length, the size, the athleticism to play elite defense.
I just saw the comment of Isoklan, not AK-47. Okay.
No, he ain't no top 10. No
uh,
way.
no, I said me personally, I would take Kurilenko. A lot of people not gonna take him, but me personally, I take Kurilenko over Ginobili.
I wouldn't. There's no way. No way.
Okay.
Um, who else you got? Would you take Jokic over him?
Jokic over Ginobili.
Yeah,
Ooh, Ginobili was clutch, man. Jokic is not clutch.
but you got the two MVPs. You would take Nash over him, but you wouldn't take you kind of hesitate over Jokic.
People were more scared of Nash in the clutch than Jokic, man. How many teams are scared of Jokic in the clutch? Come on, man.
I wouldn't say people are scared of Nash either.
What? Did
I
you
don't
see
think
what he did
people
to
would
the Dallas Mavericks? And Nowitzki was so scared and he yelled at Jason Terry.
I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I still think he's not a guy that like a killer. Even if you watch how Nash played, you didn't look at him. Oh, he's just gonna destroy your team. He killed you
Okay,
off
you
his
forgot
passing.
Nash, man. You forgot Nash. You forgot him.
No, I didn't forget him. Off his passing, he would destroy you, not his scoring.
Oh my God, he was hitting shots.
I don't look at Nash as a killer, man.
Okay.
I look at him as a guy who got his teammates involved and was gonna make the game easier for everybody else. Um, that's how I looked at Nash. I look at him as no killer. No way.
Ginobili over Jokic. I don't. In the regular season, I'll take Jokic. In the playoff, I'll take Ginobili.
Okay. DWC said Ginobili is most definitely top five. It's a different era.
Man.
Ginobili is over Jokic. Uh, that's why I say I would like to see Jokic as the number one option, bro. Or Ginobili as number one option. That's what I would love to see that. What up, Bubba?
Salute, bro. What's up, Bruce?
Hey man, how you doing?
Good. I don't. I wouldn't put him top five of all time in international players, but I would say probably the best international six man of all time. I'll give him that. But with top five, I don't really think there's been other players that really did more. You know, Dirk, Giannis, and all these other players. We can't really put him. We never saw him as the man on his own team. We only saw him with Tim Duncan, and we saw him later years with Kawhi, but we never saw him with his own team. So we can't really give him that. You know, you in order to get that, you have to earn that. Yeah, I can really carry a team to be top five, lead a team to a championship, to be called a top five of all time. But yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. Yeah, we'll give him all that. But top five, no.
What about Luca?
I want to give him a little bit of time because he hasn't. How many years has he been playing? 4 or 5?
4 years.
4. I mean, you can't be called just the greatest. I mean, one of the top playing only 4 years. That's kind of like a one season thing. So let's see your career. Let's see how your career goes. And you have a lot of time, so you have to really surpass people in front of you. In terms of winning championships, you can win MVP. We know that, but can you lead your team to the championship? That's
This
what we
dude
want to know.
said, hold on. This guy said, DWC said Giannis, Dirk, Nash, and Jokic. Where is Hakeem Olajuwon?
I mean, Hakeem played for the United States, right? So he probably
Yeah,
took him out.
He's
Yeah.
African. That dude's African. That dude's straight from Africa. Dude got the accent still and everything.
after he became American, he played in the 2000, I think.
Right.
He was on the
Right.
national team, I think. Probably, yeah. 96 or 2000, one of them.
Yeah, man. I mean, again, I I think he's had good I think he's had a good career for his position and what he's gotten to with the Spurs is he's a very, very um good position with the Spurs where he's able to be with, guys like Tim Duncan and Tony Parker. And you can make a case Tony Parker was over Ginobili. You
Oh
can make
yeah,
that
yeah.
case. Finals MVP, played his role just as good as Ginobili played his role.
I could see
Let,
Tony Parker leading our team. I don't see Ginobili leading our team. I'm sorry.
Right.
yeah. There was a time I think Tony Parker, if you talk about from like '06 to about 2009,
He was
he
killing
was
Chris Paul, man.
he was killing Chris Paul. He was probably the best point guard in the league. I think he was better than any point guard in the league. I can't say that about Ginobili being the best two guard.
Nah, ain't no way.
Okay, he said my bad. Akeem is most definitely top five. Too much Henny. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Put the
On Monday already on Eddie? Come on, man.
Bruce, how long you off on your vacation, man?
Because I'm leaving this job and I'm going to another job that pays better. So that's why I'm on vacation.
I'll be in Houston in a couple weeks. Yeah, I'm gonna hit you up. We link up.
Okay.
Let me know. But so Bubba, where do you put Ginobili? You think he's top 10?
Uh Top 10. He probably he could probably be the 10. He could. I mean, yeah, I can make a case for him, but I haven't really sat down to think about this and kind of like rank international players like that. But if you give me like something like a raw thing, yeah, I can probably name him. But if I have to sit down and think about this, he probably might not make it. But yeah, right now I give him top 10. I'll give him top
Mhm.
10. I mean,
Mm.
yeah. I mean, you can say he changed the game. I mean, he didn't really change the game. He uh he added to the game with the Euro step, with the Euro step.
Yeah, I think he added to the, he didn't create the Euro step. He just popularized it.
Popularize it, right, right. Made it
So
more common.
yeah,
Maybe Ginobili help other talented players accept the bench role better. They're like, hey, if Ginobili can do it, I can do it too.
I mean, cause think about it. If you had a chance to, would you put um, would you put Klay Thompson? Could you give him his own team?
No.
No.
That's the same way I feel about Ginobili. He
Trey
can't.
Thompson can. Trey Thompson, he barely dribbles, like
Right.
1% of the time dribbles. And when he dribbles, I'm shocked.
Right. Facts.
Yeah, only catch and shoot.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So that's how I feel about Ginobili. He fell in a good situation
Hmm.
with the Spurs, but he's not able to lead a team as the guy.
Well, he has a better shot than Klay Thompson to do it. But I mean, he cannot carry a team to the championship. That's what basically what I'm trying to say. He needs like a lot of help. Like in with Argentina, he had a lot of help.
Yeah. I mean that run. Well, you gotta admit though, that was a great run Argentina had led by him. Yeah, Luis Scola. and all them, but you ain't supposed to beat the USA. That's like the best when it comes to basketball.
Right.
But
So
those players didn't match. You got Iverson, not a very good shooter. You got Tim Duncan. You got Marbury. I would not put Marbury on my team. LeBron couldn't shoot around that time, you know. And Carmelo, Dwayne Wade, yeah, that's gonna.
Richard Jefferson.
Man.
yeah, Tim Duncan was on that team too,
Right.
Yeah.
and LeBron. But yeah, man. You said y'all must be born after 2000. No, nah, I was born in '92, buddy.
Ginobili was nice, but it was not all that nice, man.
Yeah, man. Like, just think of what he averaged. He averaged 13 a game. Like, I mean, he was a good piece for his team, but he was not. He's not the guy. That's not him.
Right.
I mean, he was not. He was a very. He was okay defender. I mean, he can flop. He can flop well. I mean, you know, him, Derek Fisher of Divac, flopping Hall of Fame, man. Flopping Hall of Fame. Hall of Fame.
Dennis Rodman was the
I don't know
worst.
who that is. Sarunas Muscle or whatever. I don't know what that is.
It was very nice too.
He was probably on the Argentina team or something.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I I had like a bunch of Spurs fans on my timeline, and I asked the question. They were like, "Oh yeah, he's definitely top five. Oh yeah, he's definitely top five." Not really taking a look at all the great international players.
I mean,
Wait, you
he's
playing 2K?
Huh?
You playing 2K?
Yeah, I'm not, yeah, I'm playing 2K right now. You can hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing right. This is crazy, this gameplay. But um DWC said he's in the Hall of Fame coming off the bench averaging 13. What that tell you? That tells me that, like I said, he's good for his position, what he does for the Spurs. But when you compare him to like guys like Giannis, Jokic, Hakeem Olajuwon, Dirk, Luca, like these guys are cornerstones of their team. That's what that tells me.
Wait, isn't Tim Duncan an international player because he was born in the Virgin Islands?
Um,
Virgin Islands for the USA.
yeah, it's U.S. territory.
USA,
If he, yeah, if you had Tim Duncan in international, yeah, he definitely damn sure wouldn't be no. We wouldn't be talking about Ginobili. So
I mean, it's not the first time a six man went to the Hall of Fame. Isn't John Havlicek of six man?
yeah, he
Tony
was a
Kukoc was a six man for a long time in the Bulls. So he's in the Hall of Fame. Kevin McHale was a six man. When he was playing for the Celtics, he was a six man.
And you gotta remember too, like Crawford and Lou Williams didn't win championships. So that's why I'm saying those championships that Ginobili won kind of puts him, cause, and plus Hall of Fame, a lot of people get into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not so much it's that difficult to get in the NBA Hall of Fame. So that's not the end all be all. And you gotta also remember too, you get into the Hall of Fame not by your NBA career, but also your international career. So Ginobili is one of the greatest international players for Argentina. So that gives him an edge over guys like Lou Williams and
And,
Jamal Crawford.
and he was winning MVP in the Italian league. He was winning championship and MVP in the Italian league. So
Yeah, so that's that. You gotta factor all that in DWC. Um, he
Yeah,
said D Wade's numbers aren't astronomical like James Harden, but he's light years better. Again, D Wade was the leader of his team.
right. A championship team.
Yeah, like he was the leader of his team, and he was arguably the best player in the league. I think in 2000 and I want to say 2009, he was arguably the best player in the league.
D-Wade can carry a team. James Harden can't.
I think he can carry it better than Ginobili, but I get what you mean.
James Harden?
Yeah, because those Houston teams, he carried those teams to the playoffs. I don't
James
think.
Harden, I will take James Harden in the regular season and I switch it to Ginobili in the playoff. Used to never win.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Nick Wright? What? Come on, man.
Bro, this dude need to come on.
You can come on if you want to
I think
explain
he a
it.
Philly fan.
I just complimented Ginobili. I said he's a great player. I said I would pick him in the playoff because he closed his game. I just said that a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just really just, again, Ginobili's a great complimentary player, a person that's a good piece for your team, but he's never going to be the guy that actually leads your team to a championship. That's not who he is. Sorry.
After Tim Duncan, Tony Parker was the best player in the team. After Tim Duncan regressed or got old.
Yeah, and then when Kawhi came, he became the the second best player and the first best player. So Ginobili's never even been the second best player on his team. There were moments, I think that's what we remember him as, the moments, like, like, damn, like he, had a monster dunk on the Miami Heat, or he had a reverse layup, or he had like a nasty Euro step. Like, we remember him for the moments, but as far as overall impact of the entire game, I mean, you're not trusting Ginobili to carry your team 82 games this season and the playoffs and the finals. You're not doing that. You're not.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This guy with Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman was the best player in the Spurs with David Robinson when they went to the conference finals. Trust me. He was dominating. David Robinson wasn't doing anything, was struggling. So, okay. You guys remember Dennis Rodman from the Bulls. Dennis Rodman could score, okay? He just chose not to score.
Yeah. With the Pistons, he was elite scorer. Not elite, but he give you like close to 15 a game.
Nobody said you have to carry a team to be a Hall of Famer. I never said that. But okay.
DWC, if you want to come in and you can explain your stance, you're more than welcome to.
The question was, is he a top international player?
Top 5 international player, and the
Right.
answer is hell no. Sorry. Sorry. John Wall is so fast in this game.
If Embiid and Jokic do what they're supposed to do, Ginobili is gonna slid down more. He's gonna get down the list more.
And Luka too. If they all do what they're supposed to do, then I'm just being nice about it right now because Ginobili's such a legend. I'm not going to disrespect him by putting those guys over him now, but as far as individual
Right.
talent and resume and what they're able to bring to their teams, like, you can say now like they're already head and shoulders over Ginobili, but I'm not going to say that yet.
Yeah.
Um, but I just think Ginobili, he's a beloved player. Like people love him, so they're trying to rank him a little bit higher than what he needs to be ranked.
I'm sorry, if Ginobili was playing for Golden State, uh, this year they lose.
Why you say that?
What, as a starter or coming off the bench?
Starter or off the bench, because his style of play is not good um for the Warriors. To me, if he found the perfect team for him, that was the Spurs.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because Ginobili. I mean, actually, no, I think he would fit, Bruce. I think he could, because the Spurs essentially was the Warriors. Only the Warriors just had outside shooting,
Okay,
so I think he can fit. It's just he ain't gonna be like no standout player.
but who you gonna sit down to put Ginobili? You're gonna sit down Clay. Clay has
No,
better defense than Ginobili.
Right.
I would probably sit down.
You're gonna sit down Wiggins. Wiggins was getting rebounds, man.
No,
You
well,
know.
he's gonna become. That's what I'm saying. Ginobili come off the bench. He played the same role he played in San Antonio.
Okay.
I,
So you're not gonna play pool?
doesn't Poole start? No,
No,
no, I'm
pool is
tripping. I'm
off the
tripping.
bench.
Oh, okay. Well, it depends. I mean, like I said, it depends what you want. If you're talking about Ginobili, and I'm telling you, when Ginobili was like from '06 to about 2010, you can make a case he was a top three shooting guard in the NBA. Like, I don't think you can make that case for Jordan Poole.
Okay.
I don't think you can
You're
make that case.
DWC it keeps saying stuff that we're not saying. We're not respecting impact in clutch moments.
He
BJ
is one.
just said something about Ginobili, but okay. Go ahead.
Is this dude a Spurs fan or what is he like? I don't know. He sounds like he a Spurs fan.
Oh my God.
I'm
We
telling you,
just said that Ginobili is better than Clay. We just said that.
yeah, yeah. I'm not. I'll give Ginobili his props, but sometimes, like I said, I used to live in San Antonio, and like a lot of times they go a little bit overboard with Ginobili. So, um, Manu will play the same role as Iggy or Livingston on the. Yeah, he'll play this. He'd be that sixth guy off the bench.
Off the bench, yeah.
Mm.
Give you a nice little 12 to 15 a game, and come in there and make up for some of the mistakes the bigger names make. So
Which
yeah.
Iggy? This year Iggy or 2015 Iggy?
2015, Bruce.
Oh, okay.
And Iggy used to be a star on your team, Bubba.
Right on Philly, yeah.
So really all you did was take a star player and made his role lessen.
That's
I've never seen Ginobili even get that type of responsibility. And I don't think he really could, just being honest with you.
yeah. I mean, in the latter years on the Spurs, he was still coming off the bench. Danny Green was starting over him.
Yeah, man. Is Draymond and Iggy Hall of Famers? Well, you can't be a Hall of Famer if you're still playing, DWC. Draymond's still playing, and Iggy just did he retire yet?
They definitely make the Hall.
Yeah, man. Like the Hall, like I said, it's so easy to make the Hall of Fame in the NBA compared to the other sports.
Yeah.
Like, so if you tell me that the Hall is the end all be all, then I mean that's just
I bet you Ben Simmons is gonna make it.
Yeah, he probably
I
could.
mean, yeah, he could.
And again, people, you got to understand, DWC. The difference between Ginobili and them other players is that that Ginobili played overseas, and that contributes to his Hall of Fame case.
Oh yeah. So
That
wait,
could,
it's not just NBA. It's your whole basketball career.
yeah, it's your whole career. If you played overseas and going by what Ginobili has done in Argentina, he seemed like he's a big deal. That factors into the Hall of Fame. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't just go by your NBA career. So, but it's the basketball. Yeah, it's the basketball Hall of Fame. You gotta if you have extra years in the European or that type of, you're gonna get the nod. So that doesn't mean that they're better players than Iggy or Draymond.
If I have to think like 5 minutes or 2 minutes, for someone to make the Hall of Fame, they're not the Hall of Fame. They not should not be in the Hall of Fame.
Should not be in the Hall of Fame.
No.
Exactly.
Wait, who?
Uh, I have to think about Iggy. In my opinion, Draymond should not be in the Hall of Fame, but he's gonna make it. So
I agree with that
I don't.
because of his accomplishments.
Because who's in there? I think Chris Webber's in that. Is he in there?
Yeah, he
no,
is.
Chris Webber is.
See Webb
Oh
in there.
yeah, he did.
There's a lot of people that's in the Hall of Fame that should not be in there.
Chris Webber is better than Draymond.
Yeah, but he doesn't have the resume though.
Chris Webber with playing with those Warriors, you know how many championships they win? Come on, man.
Yeah, that 5 second, that out of bounds timeout he didn't call with
That was
Fab
in
Five.
college. You know all those plays Draymond is doing now with the Golden State. Webber was doing them with Sacramento. The passing, come on, man.
I don't think that it's a surefire thing that Chris Webber win championships with the Warriors.
But he didn't have the defense. Now I would say.
Exactly. He had all the offense. He had all the talent offensively, but yeah, defensively he didn't have it.
Yeah.
So
Iggy shouldn't make. Damn.
One person that I saw, I was shocked. He made the Hall of Fame was Grant Hill. I was like, what? Okay.
Yeah, it's his injuries.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be better than he wasn't. Well, he wouldn't be better than him, but he was rivaling to be like the next Jordan.
Yeah, he got in the Hall of Fame because of Duke. That's why in the Hall of Fame. So if Grant Hill is in the Hall of Fame, why Penny is not in the Hall of Fame?
That's a good question. That's a good question. That's why I said the committee who votes for this is like, I don't take them seriously, man.
Melo is a top 75. Of course, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame, man. He won in Syracuse. Was the best player. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That freshman year run was one of the greatest of all time in college history.
To me, Dame is not a Hall of Famer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They gonna put him there.
Well, you think he's a Hall of Famer? I think you say it because you like Dame.
I would put him there only because of him. Because really, how you determine what's the Hall of Fame? How do you determine that?
Impact. See, the only reason why he's top 75 is because he waved bye-bye. That's the only reason. The wave bye-bye and couple of clock shots.
But he's also been consistently making his team to the playoffs, like every single year.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
He's one of the most durable players in the league today. Like,
I mean,
outside of this,
Iguodala used to do that too. So
No. I'm talking about in the Western Conference, and he was able to do that with them being high seeds. They weren't just like 7th, 8th seeds. Like they would make the playoffs as like the 4th, 5th seed
Yeah.
a lot of times. So that's somewhat of a accomplishment.
Right. Even the third seed.
Yeah, 3rd seed. So I mean, I don't think Dame's top 75, but I think with all these players getting to the Hall of Fame, like I would put him there.
Yeah.
But I just don't think I don't know if Dame wants to really. I don't know if he cares about winning, bro.
This dude is not top 75. Top 75 getting paid, but not top 75.
Yeah.
Dwight Howard is top 75 over Dame. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think so
Yeah.
too.
AD not top 75 too.
Yeah, that's what you call prisoner of the moment. You know what I'm saying? Like putting him.
Right. And to be honest, like I didn't really have a problem with Dame because at least Dame getting his team to the playoffs. AD just having good numbers and missing the playoffs.
Well, that's what a championship will do for you, man. Cloud your thinking.
I would take Chris Bosh top 75 over AD. Sorry.
I would too.
I
No,
mean,
I would.
yeah. Chris Bosh was getting his team to the playoffs.
Yeah, there's so many players that people forget. You said Ben Wallace or Draymond.
Big Ben.
If I'm Golden State, I pick Draymond. I'm not picking Ben Wallace.
Yeah, because Draymond
I
can
need,
be
I
so
need,
tough.
I need at least the person can have a shot to make. Ben Wallace is gonna shoot elbows, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it really depends on what you want.
Yeah, Robert Horry. Yep.
He's in the Hall of Fame?
No, Ace Oakland said if Draymond makes it to the Hall of Fame, Robert Horry should.
I mean, yeah, he got like 6, 7 championships.
7.
Oh God.
So that's what I'm saying. What is the criteria of being a Hall of Famer?
It's the people you know. It's like the Hollywood the star in Hollywood. I see they give it to everybody now.
Okay.
Right.
Everybody gets the star in Hollywood. It's like the Oprah. You get out of fame. You get out of fame. You get out of fame.
So salute, little bro. Play for keeps.
But BJ, why would you give Draymond the Hall of Fame? Because you said you'd put him in there.
Because of the ring. Because of the impact he has on defense. What I'm starting to realize is it's about your role, what you play for a team. Like they're gonna probably give Klay Thompson the Hall of Fame. Why is that? Because his ability to shoot the ball and his ability to have he has 4 championships. What Ginobili was with the Spurs is the same thing that Klay Thompson is with the Warriors. So why would I put Klay Thompson in that company? Why would I put Draymond Green in that company?
Oh, so you think Klay shouldn't make the Hall?
No, he should.
Okay.
He should make the Hall. So if I'm gonna put Klay Thompson in there, I'm gonna put Draymond Green there because they both essentially do this. They do different things, but they have similar impacts on their respective teams.
Man, Clay is light skinned, good looking.
Oh
They're
my
gonna put him in
gosh.
the Hall of Fame, man. Draymond is gonna be on TV every week, gonna ask why am I not in the Hall of Fame? They don't want that headache. So no. Of course, he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame. Rashid is better than Draymond. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's better. Rasheed's better. He's a
Rasheed
better player.
Wallace.
But the problem again with hothead Sheed is that he couldn't win in the big moments. He has one championship with Detroit, but that dude was probably one of the most talented bigs of all time. It's just his head, man. You talk about Draymond crying all the time.
He's
That dude, Rasheed
underrated.
Wallace, picked up more technical fouls than anybody I remember watching.
Yeah,
He was worse than Draymond.
he has the most technicals in NBA
Rashid,
history.
Rashid underachieved, man. Rashid underachieved.
But do you think that he picked up more technical fouls than Draymond? You think he was worse? I do.
Rashid laughs at the referee. He used to laugh at the referees when they tell him to stop talking. Draymond is disrespectful to the referees.
Man, Rasheed used to complain to the referees, man, and then laugh about it.
Yeah, that's why he got technicals. But Draymond he's like a baby, man. He needs to grow up. That's why I cannot stand him, man.
Yeah, I think his antics is what gets me. It's not so much that he talks to the referees, because everybody talks. A lot of people talk back to the referees, man. A lot of people cry over fouls. A lot of people.
Luka is one of them too.
Luka is the worst. Luka is the worst when it comes to that. And he's gonna get even worse because he knows he's got to be the star of the league. But all the players do that. I remember Kobe Bryant. He used to talk, to the referees, not getting calls, and that's just how the NBA is. But I think it's more so of Draymond's antics that turns people off. Him kicking people in the nuts, him pushing people in the back. That's why I think it is.
He's like the cousin of Patrick Beverly.
Nah, yeah, he is, man. And I like Patrick Beverly, but yeah, they're just
Good
out
luck
of
to the
control.
Lakers. Good luck to the Lakers.
Ooh, it's a good one, Chauncey Billups.
Is he a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Uh,
I remember Chauncey giving it to Chris Paul too. In
right.
that 09 conference finals. I remember Chauncey Billups killing Chris Paul. I think he could. I don't know. Nah, I wouldn't put him there.
I'll give it to him.
It might be difficult for Chauncey Billups to get into the Hall of Fame because he had a case against him.
I don't even think that's it, Bruce. I just think that he didn't do enough for a longer period of time. I think that one championship in 04, and he had some runs with the Pistons after that, but I mean,
he went to the Nuggets and they went to the conference finals.
Yeah.
They really were better than the Lakers if you think about it. They were a better team.
But Kenyon Martin couldn't do anything. That's why they lost. Kenyon Martin lost the conference finals. He could not shoot. He was shooting bricks after bricks after bricks.
Yeah. But they had Kobe Bryant, man. Kobe took over that series. I think that's what happened. I don't think it was so much the Nuggets, came out. I just think Kobe Bryant was just like on a different.
I mean, if Carmelo at least try on defense, they could have won.
He did try. They tried to double team him, do whatever they could not stop him, man.
Yeah, it wasn't enough.
I remember there was a play, I think it was Game 6 in Denver, where J.R. Smith was pushing him baseline. And I can't remember if it was Kenyon Martin or Chris Anderson, one of those two, trapped him in the corner, and Kobe Bryant just rose up and just shot over both of those two and, just nailed it. Like, he was on crazy shit like that.
Paul Gasol was crazy too. So that's why I said Paul Gasol.
Uh,
Okay.
I won't. I won't argue that. I won't argue
No
top.
Paul Gasol, no Kobe on the Lakers.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue that. I I wouldn't argue either way. If you want to put Pau Gasol or Ginobili over each other, I wouldn't argue that. But that's only still you only got like what 8 players over Ginobili.
Mm.
You say he's not top 10.
Oh, you want me to give two more?
Yeah, give me 2 more.
Two more that play in the NBA?
Yeah,
Ooh, man. Stuff. Dirk, Nash. I already said that. Okay. I said Giannis already.
Lil Durk.
Well, I didn't say Luca, so I'll take Luca over Ginobili. Sorry.
so you got
DWC is gonna be upset at me. Right now, Ginobili over Luca, but I'm saying potentially Luca over Ginobili.
Okay.
that's not a bad take though. It's not bad. I would take Luka over Ginobili just off the fact of what he's able to. All he has, Luka, Embiid, and Jokic. Their case is still pending. Like they have to win a championship to be over Ginobili
Think about it. If Ginobili was leading those Dallas Mavericks against the Clippers, sweep.
every time.
That's why I said Luca over. Ginobili could not carry those Dallas Mavericks. Sorry. Sorry.
I mean, I don't think so either. But I mean, he got to win, man. He got to win.
Man, Kawhi would have shut down Ginobili.
Yeah, I think Kawhi's the. That's going to be another topic. I think Kawhi's the second greatest Spur of all time.
Second greatest Spurs over Iceman.
Over Tony.
Yep.
Uh,
If you're
the
okay, we're
second,
talking
Bro, he
about
the
didn't do
second,
enough. He didn't do enough.
the second best player that play for the Spurs.
Are you
But I
talking
don't
about
think
the Spurs, just the Spurs tenure in general? Or are you talking about just his career overall? Are we talking about Kawhi's career overall, or just his time with the Spurs?
Nah, Spurs tenure.
I
Time with
mean,
the
you can
Spurs.
still make that. You can still make that case because what he
he's
did
not.
in 17,
Mm,
what he did in 2017, he was on his way to getting the Spurs to the finals without Tim
he-
Duncan.
he's not the second. He's not the second best Spurs of all time. David Robinson is. There's Iceman. No, he didn't have enough time in the Spurs to be the second best Spurs of all time.
Right.
Maybe as a career, he was the second best player that played for the Spurs. But
I'm not sold on Robinson. He
what?
couldn't win. He couldn't win until he got Tim Duncan.
Timmy D.
He couldn't win because Akeem was there.
I mean, tomato, tomato. At the end of the day, I
There
can't
was
give you.
Akeem. There was Shaq. Come on, man. Akeem, Shaq.
I'm telling you, it does. I mean, at that point, I said Kawhi was ready to take that Spurs team to the finals against a loaded Warriors team. So competition was just as heavy
That's
when he was
hypothetical.
playing.
That's hypothetical.
I feel very confident about that.
Hypothetical.
I feel
That's
very confident.
hypothetical, man.
I feel very confident. I don't think I think Robinson had enough time to win the championship. He never got it done. You can't win one.
He was
He didn't
playing
make it to
against Karl Malone, Shaq, Akeem.
Well, I think he only had like 6 years because he got drafted in '87, but he didn't play until '91
Yeah, he played in '91. He
to
lost.
'97.
Yeah, I mean, but that's what I mean. Like, part of being great is being against competition, right? So I'm supposed to give him a pass because he had to go up against Hakeem and Shaq.
Really? Remember Shaq? Do you remember Shaq? Do you remember Akeem?
He wasn't. He was still young Shaq. He wasn't prime Shaq. He was still baby Shaq.
What about Akeem? The Spurs team were awful, man. They were playing the Blazers and the perimeter where they were killing the Spurs. And David Robinson, they could not beat Charles Barkley. Hello, you guys still there? There. Uh-oh. Well, I guess I'm right. Everybody left. Uh, I would take Manu over Luca as well, but Luca is a better player than Manu. Luca can carry a team. I don't think Manu can. Luca can carry a team. I don't think Manu can.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you now. Barely. Uh-oh. Can hear you well.
Can you hear me?
I can't hear you now anymore. Is LeBron if he goes to the Spurs? I don't know. We never know. LeBron might be talented and goes to the Spurs and does well.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I hear you now.
Yeah.
Both of you guys did not talk.
No, my phone went off. That's why.
Wow.
Wait, BJ, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
It was like, wow, what happened to the guys, huh?
Nice.
Bro, I got a question. Does Rudy Gobert make the Hall of Fame?
Heck no.
3-time defensive player of the year, though.
Come on.
3-time All-Star, 3-time
He can,
All-NBA.
he can visit the Hall of Fame, but make the Hall of Fame. I don't know.
I mean, he has the resume, but the production on the court is what's lacking.
You there?
I'm here.
Yeah.
You said Rudy Gobert make the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
No, I ain't putting Rudy Gobert in that company.
Why not? He got the resume, though.
So yeah, all right. 3 defensive player of the years. That's cool. It's just no. Well, you know what?
Rebounding.
Again, he has to win.
But,
Man,
bro,
Rudy
Tracy
Gobert.
McGrady didn't win, but he's in the Hall.
He had a championship, and he's one of the greatest scorers of all time.
Top 15.
Yeah, most definitely. He got hurt, but he's definitely one of the top 15, 20 greatest scorers of all time.
Even Rudy Gobert doesn't think he's an Hall of Fame. Come on,
Maybe the French Hall of Fame.
man. All I remember about Rudy Gobert is getting embarrassed by Steph Curry and Luka.
And the Clippers.
And Terrence Mann yammed on them, bro.
I've never seen somebody that tall play that small.
This guy made Westbrook look good because Westbrook dunked on him last season.
He didn't just dunk on him. He baptized him.
Come on, man. Rudy Gobert. If Rudy Gobert in the Hall of Fame, Patrick Beverley should be in the Hall of Fame.
Wait, Patrick Beverley doesn't have the resume that he has.
That's true.
Tell that to Lakers fan.
So DWC said Rudy or Draymond. I would say
Are you serious?
I would say Draymond.
It depends on what you want.
But even it's just again, Rudy he ain't done enough. Like Draymond, it literally has 4 titles, man.
I bet you, if
Absolutely.
Draymond was in that Utah team, they win.
The hell no.
What? Okay.
With Donovan Mitchell, they don't win.
Yes, they win. They beat the Clippers and they go to the finals.
Without Kawhi,
Yes.
it's possible because they were lacking. I think Utah was lacking toughness. I think they were lacking toughness and smart.
They were front running as well.
Yeah, they was. I mean, they're inexperienced. I think Draymond would have put a leash on Donovan Mitchell. I think he would have calmed some of those nerves down.
Well, I think that coaching had to do with it as well.
Yeah, Quinn Snyder. Yeah, I think he's a regular season coach.
If Golden State offer me Draymond for Rudy Gobert, I take Draymond, and I give Golden State Gobert. Minnesota would be contenders.
I think Golden State would be well. They're champions, but I'm saying with Rudy there, I think he would fit. I think he fits Golden State.
Yeah. And I feel like he bolsters your defense as well. Because let's keep in mind, Utah has been a top 10 defense since 2015.
Yeah, a lot of that has to do with Gobert.
Right.
Some PER stats or something else, man.
The guy has no move, no post move. All he does is, come on, man. No post move. At least the Kemba had a move.
Yeah. So you putting Rudy on the same level as Mutombo?
Dikembe is way better than Rudy Gobert. Way better.
I mean, I'm gonna be biased and take Dikembe.
Yeah, that year in Philadelphia, they went to the finals. Yeah, I would take Mutombo over Rudy too. Rudy just had literally no offense, literally none.
His offense is offensive.
Mm.
His offense is offensive.
DWC, are you cousin with Young Africa?
Might be, because I ain't seen this cat. But at least Young Africa came on, man. At least Young Africa actually came on and spoke. Terrence Fields said I would take Manu over Luka because he has proven himself on the finals several times. He's a better two-way player than Luka. Being a defensive line hurts Luka and he can't even get to it. So I won't use the whole he can't get to the finals argument just yet. He's only 4 years in. Right. But I will say his defensive, he needs to pick up defensively because you're not going to win a title just playing one way. That's why Jokic ain't going to win a title because you can't do that playing one way of the ball. I'll agree with half of your statement, but I don't agree with that whole he hasn't went to the finals yet. He's only in his 4th year.
DeAndre Ayton is better than Gobert. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Offensively, yeah, but defensively, no.
So who do you want on the Sixers? Ayton or Gobert?
Oh, absolutely, DeAndre Ayton.
See?
Only because Aiden fits. Aiden doesn't have to play the defense on Philly like he would have to play on, say, Phoenix. Like,
bro, he doesn't even play defense. Does he?
No, that's what I'm saying is if he goes to Philadelphia, he ain't got to play defense because you got defensive players on that team already. PJ Tucker, Matisse Thybulle. They got Montrezl Harrell, who's not a defensive player, but he is a grinder. So
points off the bench, yeah, we don't need that. So you agree that we have a better bench than Cavs, right?
The Sixers gonna win a lot of games, man. They're gonna win a lot of games, and it's not gonna matter. You have to win in the playoff. That's what matters.
We gonna win in the playoffs.
Really?
Yeah.
James Harden still there?
That's gonna be the X factor. Is James Harden. I'm gonna be able to see that within the first 20-25 games. What I'm gonna get from him. If he is the same dude he was the last couple of seasons, man, then I'm not too comfortable at Philadelphia, man.
He's just gonna do the same thing, man. Dribble, 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 free throw. Dribble, dribble, dribble. Little baby. Dribble, 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 Meek Mill. That's why he's gonna.
I was actually hyped for the Eagles, though, man. I'm an Eagle fan, Bubba. Believe it or not.
Yeah, you said that the last time.
They almost lost to the Lions.
Lions, right?
I knew that was gonna happen too because they were up 38-17. I'm like, they ain't gonna finish this game. It's gonna be too close, and then they barely went 30-35. So I'll take the win though.
You better win because Cowboys are doomed.
Oh yeah, the NFC East. The Eagles win the NFC East.
The Giants might be better this year, so watch out. The Redskins.
The Deadskins.
You know, Carson Wentz is gonna get hurt. So
yeah, Wentz is another who somebody gets hurt a lot in the NBA.
AD.
Yeah, he's another AD. Ultra talented, has all the tools, but he can't stay on the field, man.
Can't stay healthy.
Dak Prescott is like that too. So
I actually feel sorry for Dak Prescott. It's funny where's that sound? Because that guy, he'll play through injuries, but he just get injured at the wrong time.
He's just not a good quarterback. He was playing terrible.
Hey, how about them Cowboys?
DWC, they're gonna win by default. Dude, did you not watch the game? They didn't even score a touchdown yesterday. The Cowboys don't even have a full-fledged offense. Like they have no receivers.
Their best player is on defense, and he can't play quarterback.
Yeah, man. Cowboys are Jerry
Their number one receiver should be number 3.
Yeah, Jerry Jones needs to go ahead and release that team.
Des Bryant is better than CeeDee Lamb, and he's not even playing.
Yeah, Des Bryant back in 14 he's elite, man.
No, in 14, Megatron was better. So.
Okay. What about Keyshawn Johnson?
Never a fan. I was a fan of Marvin Harrison.
Okay.
Keyshawn talks a lot, but drop balls. That's all he does.
Is Terrell Owens a top 5 receiver all time?
It was okay. But I don't want Terrell Owens on my team.
Y'all from the microwave era, one game and y'all losing. No, we from the realistic era, man. I'm tired of Cowboy fans year after year talking about it's their year and they end up underachieving.
I'm from the air fryer era, not microwave.
Just go ahead and just get ready for the Cowboys to be eliminated, man, because It's only a matter of time. It's like Stephen A. Smith says, what can go wrong will go wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, man, we will continue this talk tomorrow. I've got a very good topic tomorrow for y'all, man. I think y'all gonna really enjoy. So
Yeah, I mean, good luck with the guy you said was gonna be the best player in the NBA.
that's what I wanted to talk about, Anthony Edwards. But I didn't. I saw tickets, video. Like I saw like the headline say he's in trouble with the NBA. I'm like, what? And then that whole thing, what he said, like, I'm like, oh man,
He better save
that
his
ain't no
money.
big deal. Well, he apologized.
Kobe apologized, and he
Yeah,
paid $100,000.
Still got in trouble.
He's still young though, so I'm gonna.
He lost it. When you lose the Tutti Frutti community, you're in trouble. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. When you lose that community, ask Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
You're gonna
We
see
shall see what.
people protest in Minnesota games.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, man. Well, we'll see. We shall see what happens.
That's crazy.
And
Training camp is about to start.
training camp about to start in literally 3 weeks.
I saw somebody posting that they saw John Wall practicing with Paul George and Kawhi. John Wall just fast.
I'm telling you, man, Bruce. I'm telling you, bro.
We'll see.
They're going to be.
Yeah.
I was just playing 2K. I just said that. I was playing 2K. I was like, damn, John Wall fast with the ball in his hands, bro. I'm telling you, by mid-season, they're gonna be saying that Kawhi, PG, and John Wall, they're a super team. I'm telling you, they're gonna be asking if they're a super team.
Yeah.
They got John Wall on a cheap deal, man. They got an all-star on a cheap deal.
Yeah.
We'll see.
The doggy Hall of Famer.
I bet you John Wall is gonna be a Hall of Famer once they win this title.
In dancing, the doggy.
No, I bet you when he wins this title, I bet you he's gonna be in the Hall of Fame when it's all said and done. Because he's already a 5-time All-Star. So this dude was a top 5 point guard from like 16, like from 16 to 9, from 15 to 17 is a top 5 point guard.
Yeah.
Bruce he'll get on the bandwagon.
I just want to see.
If John Wall succeed, I'm happy because John and Kawhi is gonna succeed. So that's all I care about.
They need him to be John Wall, man. Like Kawhi and PG and Ty Lue said it best. They need him to be him.
Just get out of Kawhi way. That's all I want.
I don't think Kawhi looks at it like that, Bruce.
I want Kawhi to win that championship.
We all do, man.
Shout out those Kawhi haters.
Yeah, I do too. They seem locked in though. So
Yep.
I just hope what happened to the Phoenix Suns doesn't have to happen to them. Great regular season and underachieving the playoffs.
Like the Sixers.
I mean, Sixers, they haven't won 60-plus games. I mean, the Clippers have a potential to do that.
Man, your team is loaded, man. You better win.
We not loaded like the Clippers.
What? You said the Sixers are loaded?
The Sixers is not loaded like the Clippers.
You got Tybo on the bench. You got Montrezl Harrell on the bench. Come on, man. That's loaded to me.
Then the Clippers.
You got Melton on the bench.
Yeah, they not the Clippers. I mean, they got good pieces, but they ain't the Clippers.
I mean, you got Zubac who can defend Luka. So.
Oh yeah, I just saw they said Zubac hurt. He might get traded though.
Yes, please trade him, please.
Notice how all this came out after he got hurt.
Please get DeMarcus Cousins, please.
We'll take the Cousins in a heartbeat.
But Cousins will still get cooked by Luka.
No, man.
I don't know.
1-on-1 on the perimeter, he definitely will get cooked.
He probably get cooked, but he'll bring more offense.
I mean, yeah.
And he's also more of a nastier.
Zubac get well done with Luka, you know.
Every time. Zubac's feet is as slow as a snail.
You know, Zubac and Rudy Gobert running together. It'll take 2 days for them to get.
Gobert.
Yeah, man. Well, like I said, man, we're gonna be back on tomorrow. And yeah, probably talk about Anthony Edwards tomorrow.
Ooh, dude is in trouble.
Yeah, part of the process.
You know, what happened to that guy who was talking about when he was playing? He was playing for Miami, and he got blackballed now in the NBA.
Myers Leonard.
Yeah, but he was talking about Jews, right?
Jewish people, yeah.
So, those are some people you need to stay away, man. Not say anything about them.
Yeah, I keep quiet on stuff like that. No comment.
No doubt. All right, man. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right. Have a good night.
All right, man. Good night, bro.
Peace.
All right, y'all. So that concludes the Pull Up Basketball Podcast. Again, follow us on YouTube as well as Spotify, iHeartRadio. If you guys would like to show your love for the podcast, y'all can do so by going to the ticker. Y'all see right there the Cash App, $ BJ Matthews. Again, $ BJ Matthews. All right. But we respectfully say, pull up a seat, pull up a chair, pull up. Peace. All right, like swim well.